From Maine and Gervais, this is ABC Columbia News.
In other places in the country, can somebody your age impact national politics in the way that any young person in South Carolina has the ability to?
As midterm elections loom, young voters want to be sure they understand what's at stake. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for ABC Columbia News at 11. I'm Eric Weisfeld.
And I'm Alicia Barnes. Well, tonight is exactly 2 weeks before the midterm election, when many of you plan to head to the polls.
Some students right here at USC who had a chance to hear from one congressman who says they have more voting power than they think.
ABC Columbia's Rochelle Dean was the only reporter to attend the event tonight, and she joins us live in the newsroom with one exclusive visit. Rochelle?
Indeed it was. Congressman Tom Cole has served in the Senate for 6 terms. And while some of the faces seen and topics debated may have changed, he says one thing has not: the importance South Carolina plays in the upcoming midterm election and future presidential election, regardless of party lines.
Congressman Cole is, a major player on the national scene.
So dominant, Time magazine voted him as having the sharpest mind in the House. That mind spent hours sharing some of his political wisdom with hundreds of students majoring in poli-sci, like senior Keith Taylor, who tells us he's fascinated by the workings of government.
He spoke earlier today, and he was a great speaker, and he just made me more interested, and I wanted to hear more of what he had to say.
And so did dozens of other students, staff, and professors who packed Gambrel Hall to listen to the congressman discuss what's happening on the political scene and how a tough summer for the Obama administration could spell victory for the GOP.
The surge of illegal immigration at the border earlier, the Russian activity in Ukraine, the reestablishment of ISIL, Ebola, the Secret Service, all those things are happening on the watch of a particular administration, and that makes things tough.
That said, right now, all eyes are on the Senate and the possibility that the GOP could regain control over the House. But according to Congressman Cole, not definite by a long shot.
The Republicans have a great opportunity to take control, but as they've demonstrated the last 2 elections, they can shoot themselves in the foot pretty good, too.
Regardless of the party affiliation, Taylor Clausa says at 19 years old, she's preparing for her first election. For her, it's not so much about who wins or loses, but making sure each voice is heard.
I think the problem is that too many people think their votes don't matter, and if that creates a lot of people, and that's what the problem is. So I think everyone's vote matters.
In opinion, the congressman says he couldn't agree with more.
All these kids actually have an opportunity, whoever their candidate is, to shape history. And so I was just urging them, get involved.
And an interesting note, many of the students we spoke with say they actually saw the Congressman Cole speak during a class this afternoon at USC, and some say they were so intrigued they came back out to hear him a second time tonight. Live in the newsroom, Rochelle Dean, ABC Columbia News.
All right, thank you, Rochelle.